Welcome to the Nintendo PowerZone. Guys, it's your boy, Nice1983 with a brand new unboxing video, and it's day 3 of Street Fighter Week, where we unbox a new Street Fighter item every day leading up to the release of Ultra Street Fighter 2, the final challengers for Nintendo Switch. And today we are continuing in the latest in the Pixel PALS line from PDP, 8-bit Chun-Li. The first lady of fighting games, Chun-Li also has the honor of being the first female character in the Pixel PALS line. Just like Ryu before her, Chun-Li is done in the art style of Street Fighter X Mega Man, a fan game turned Capcom funded PC game in which Chun-Li played the role of a robot master / stage boss. Let's go ahead and take a look at the box. Chun-Li comes in the standard Pixel PALS checkerboard style box set to blue and yellow. On the right hand corner of the box we have our Street Fighter logo. Directly under that we have the Pixel PALS logo. Over to the left we have our window display where we see our fighter in all her 8-bit glory. Right under that we have our character name Chun-Li. We have our recommended age range and the PDP logo down in the left hand corner of the box. On the bottom center we have the excellent Street Fighter 30th anniversary logo, and finally on the right hand corner of the box we have the character number. Chun-Li is the 11th figure in the Pixel PALS line. On the right side of the box, nothing has really changed from the Ryu we covered yesterday, other than the fact that it's a picture of Chun-Li saying "I light up." Looking at the angled pixel images really makes me realize that these figures are best displayed facing forward due to the lack of detail on the other sides of these figures. I question why PDP made the change to the packaging. It really makes no sense to show this figure at an angle, but I guess it is what it is. To the back of the box we have our Pixel PALS logo on the left hand side. Over to the right we can see the Street Fighter logo. In the center section of the box on the left hand side we have this really great image of Chun-Li as she looks in Street Fighter V. I should note that this is my least favorite take on the character, as I always envisioned Chun-Li as a much more beautiful and graceful fighter. This image doesn't really invoke that for me. But to the right of the picture we have my favorite part of the Pixel PALS packaging, the character description. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. As the first female fighter of the series, Chun-Li made her appearance in 1991 as a playable character in Street Fighter 2. Since her debut, Chun-Li has become one of the Street Fighter's most popular characters, appearing in nearly all installments of the series. Strong, determined, and tactical, Chun-Li continues to be a fan favorite in the franchise. So PDP really hooked Chun-Li up with an awesome description. This is probably one of the best character descriptions they've put on one of these boxes. Anyway guys, the rest of the box is pretty standard, right down to this box does not include AAA batteries logo. We know my feelings on this, we'll get to that a little bit later. Alright guys, last side of the box we have our I Light Up word bubble, the Pixel PALS and Capcom logos. So let's go ahead and get Chun-Li out of her box. Okay, so we freed her from the packaging and I'm torn. I love the colors this figure has, they really are on point, and I truly get the essence of Chun-Li from them. But Chun-Li does not fit the Mega Man art style. This is exactly the reason why I dislike the Mega Man art style for Street Fighter characters. They don't all translate well into this style, and seeing a figure like this makes me want a real 16-bit version of the character so badly. I have my best guesses why PDP opted for this art style for the Street Fighter characters, but I wish they hadn't. Street Fighter has such a unique style that it is worthy of true representation. Even if it makes the character stand apart from the rest of the line, it would have been worth it. Still, even though I'm not a huge fan of the art, you can still tell that it's Chun-Li, and as far as how she translated from pixel to plastic, considering she's based off the Street Fighter X Mega Man art style, she is very accurate to that design. Still no micro USB? Minus 2 points. Okay, so let's go ahead and move into comparison time. Here's Chun-Li standing next to Ryu and Mega Man Pixel PALS, and as you can see, in this art style, Chun-Li is the most different. She's tapered down at the waist, her bracelets protrude out at the side, her bandana is both longer than Ryu's and dangling down instead of flowing, and finally, her head sculpt features her famous hair buns. More superficially, her eyes are larger than Ryu's but smaller than Mega Man's, and she has lipstick. Alright guys, let's test out the functionality. When we turn off the lights and turn Chun-Li on, her colors get slightly washed out. This is nowhere near as bad as the other figures in the line like Fire Mario, but they don't pop as much as they do when the figure is turned off. Also, you won't hear this in the video, but when I turn the Chun-Li on, there's this very quiet but weird buzzing sound emanating from her. This is an issue that I have yet to encounter with the Pixel PALS line before, and it's kind of annoying, and it further adds to my overall general displeasure that I feel with the Pixel PALS line. I already have to deal with the non-micro USB having battery operated function, but for it to make this awful hissing sound when it's on is kind of unacceptable. This is quality control at its lowest point. But to end comparison on a high note, she really stands out among all of the Pixel PALS, which is great. Chun-Li has always stood strong against her male peers and is truly worthy of the title First Lady of Fighting Games. Alright guys, it's score time, my favorite time. Why? Because I get to tell you whether or not something is worth your hard-earned money. And guys, let's go ahead and start with the appearance like we always do. This version of Chun-Li is definitely not my favorite. It does not really invoke Street Fighter to me. This really invokes Mega Man, and I just don't think that the Street Fighter characters really translate well into Mega Man style characters. And Chun-Li is where this really stands out, and it makes me long for a 16-bit version of this character. But as far as direct translations are concerned, she does look exactly the way she does look in Street Fighter Cross Mega Man. Like I said, it's not my favorite art style, but it's fairly accurate to what we see in that PC game. So as far as its appearance is concerned, I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 7. Now moving on to its functionality, this is where all the glaring issues stand out. First and foremost, no micro USB, have to use batteries. I am still not over this, guys, and I probably am never going to get over this until they add a micro USB option. And secondly, when I turn Chun-Li on, she makes this weird hissing sound. It's very faint, but it's just like a ringing in your ears. You can't get it out. And that's already bad because you can't keep these things lit for long periods of time, and now to have a reason to not even light it up, that sucks. Like I said, guys, quality control at its lowest point. PDP really did Chun-Li dirty. The first female Pixel PAL was disrespected, and I'm not cool with it. I really wanted to like this Chun-Li more. Aside from that, when you turn her on, she does suffer from some of the color washes that the other characters in the PDP Pixel PAL line have, and this is a flaw when it comes to the coloring. I don't know what they gotta do to get that on point, but I really need them to step that shit up. So for her functionality, I'm gonna go ahead and give her a 6. She got a 7 for her appearance, a 6 for her functionality. Her overall score is a 6.5. Like I said, PDP did her dirty, and while she narrowly gets our official Nintendo PowerZone seal of quality, her many design flaws are too glaring to overlook. But guys, that's going to be it for this episode of Nintendo PowerZone Unboxing. But before I let you go, social media link time. You can hit me up on Twitter at nice1983. You can email me at thesplatzones@gmail.com. Go ahead and check out the Facebook page, facebook.com/Nintendo PowerZone. If you're a fan of the Nintendo PowerZone podcast, you can always download new episodes on iTunes, Google Play Music, and stream new episodes on Stitcher Radio. But guys, if you want to watch the show live, you can always watch us right here on YouTube. youtube.com/user/thearticle. THAARTICLE. And don't forget, every Wednesday at 3 p.m. we have a brand new unboxing video just for you. But don't forget that it's also Street Fighter Week this week, so every day this week we are going to unbox a new Street Fighter item until we get to the release of Ultra Street Fighter 2 on Friday. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and watch out for Amiibo Hunters on the prowl. Deuces. Hey guys, if you like the music in today's video, why don't you go ahead and download the Headbangers album by A-Rival. Headbangers is a 5-track Street Fighter remix EP by A-Rival, award-winning game composer and competitive Street Fighter player. Headbangers features remixes of 5 iconic Street Fighter character themes: Ryu, Chun-Li, Cammy, Balrog, and Vega. EDM and game music fans are in for a treat with some of the finest production quality heard on this franchise. Headbangers is out now on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play Music, and more. Go ahead and check it all out.